Hello everyone, so now we'll be starting with a very important topic, tannins. Tannins are nothing but the tanning substances. The tannins are the polyhydroxy mixtures of phenols. Okay, so let's study about its definition. These are the complex substances that usually occur as a mixture of polyhydroxyphenols that are very difficult to crystallize and hence are called as tannins. Now, many times MCQ question comes कि why are tannins not able to separate easily, or why it is difficult to separate? Because they do not crystallize and they are the mixtures of polyphenols, hence it is very difficult to separate and are called tannins. So simply the MCQ question has been asked about this, what are tannins? So you should remember that tannins are the polyhydroxyphenolic compounds. Tannins are the polyhydroxyphenolic compounds. Let's study about the physical properties. It has a dark brown or reddish brown shade. It has a very puckering taste, that is not sweet, not sour. It has a very, you know, tongue sensitive taste. Okay, the taste buds are raisin and is non-crystalline as discussed in the definition. Now, the question also comes about the solubility. Now, tannins are soluble in alcohol as well as water. That is, it is soluble in organic solvents as well as in the water. So, it can be asked in the MCQ like, okay, it is asked in the MCQ type of questions such as key solubility of tannins, or tannins are soluble in water or organic solvent, so it can be both. Okay, then we talk about the chemical properties. The chemical properties listed are precipitation, that is tannin undergoes the precipitation of many compounds, antioxidizing properties because it contains of the hydroxyl group, astringent, they have the astringent property, that is they easily react with the mucous membrane. Carcinogenicity is the cancer producing cells. Reaction with salts, that is it reacts easily or undergoes neutralization reactions. Reaction with potassium ferricyanide and ammonia. Let's see about each. First is the precipitation. Precipitation, and tannins have the ability to precipitate solutions of gelatin, alkaloids, glycosides, heavy materials, and proteins. Tannins have ability to precipitate solutions of gelatin, alkaloids, glycosides, heavy materials, and proteins. Then we have antioxidizing properties. Because of the accumulation of hydroxyl group on small size nucleus, these agents have an antioxidant nature. As I said, they are having the hydroxyl group, so on the small size nucleus they are having the property of antioxidant. Astringent, tannins have the property to react with the proteins of mucous membrane which cause precipitation. Okay, they have the property to react with the proteins of mucous membrane and they cause precipitation. Carcinogenicity, prolonged use of tannin containing plant material is hazardous because it causes cancer. Habitual use of Erica catechicum can cause oral and esophageal cancer. Now here we are talking about the carcinogenicity, which is a very important chemical property of tannins. Ki if there is a prolonged use or a continuous use of tannin producing plant, it is quite toxic because it causes cancer producing cells. And if a person is addicted very much to the Erica catechicum, it can cause oral and esophagus cancer. Now many people you have seen, they are very addicted to the tobacco, or yes, they are very addicted to the tobacco producing, and also as well as because of the nicotine that is present, or the tobacco which is present causes oral and esophageal cancer. You have seen people smoking and eating tobacco usually face this. Okay, then we have reaction with salts. In reaction with salts we have hydrosoluble tannins which react with ferric salts to give the blue black precipitates. Now this can be again asked as an MCQ question. that if hydrosoluble tannins react with the ferric salt, it gives blue or black precipitates. Okay, and when condensed tannins are used, it gives the simply brownish green precipitate. So chemical properties are mainly asked as an MCQ pattern question. So again, it can be asked as an MCQ. Key, the hydrosoluble tannins when reacts with ferric salt gives dash precipitate. So blue black precipitate. Condensed tannin when reacted with ferric salts give dash precipitate, brownish green. Then in reaction with potassium ferricyanide and ammonia, tannins when reacted with potassium ferricyanide and ammonia gives deep red color formation. So please remember which color it is forming, which type of precipitate it color it's giving. Okay, so this is again asked as MCQ. So most probably the chemical reactions are asked as an MCQ type of questions. Now moving ahead to the very important properties or importance of the tannins. Now there are medicinal uses of tannins which is used as an antidote, antiseptic, antidote antidote it is given as to treat mainly the food poisoning or the poisoning of metals. Okay, then you have antiseptic, then you have algae which is used to treat the bacterial function. Okay, astringents, anti-carcinogenic, that is to kill the astringents that is used as application on the skin and or the mouth to kill the bacteria in the mouth or the esophagus. Anti-carcinogenic, inhibiting the cancer producing cells. Okay, then in industrial use you have ink manufacture, vegetable tannin, preservatives. Here I have listed very few uh, uses. There are innumerable which you can refer from the book or other websites. Then you have inhibition of lipid peroxidation in biological activity. As I said in the chemical properties, it is an antioxidant. It decreases in the blood urea nitrogen content. It causes inhibition of plasmin and it helps in the lipolysis and fat cells. Okay, so very important. You should remember the medicinal uses as well as biological activities. So in biological activities, you have inhibition of lipid peroxidation, decrease in blood urea nitrogen content, inhibition of plasmin and lipolysis in fat cells. Then we have chemical classification. Now based on the phenolic nuclei, as I earlier said, tannins are the mixtures of phenolic compounds. Okay, these are the polyhydroxy compounds which contain the polyhydric substances or polyphenolic. Okay, so based on the phenolic nuclei, it is involved in okay, so it is involved and they on the way they are joined as hydrolyzable, condensed and complex tannins. Now in the chemical reaction we have seen कि जो भी hydrolyzable tannins है वो कौन सा precipitate दे रहा था, blue black, and condense में कौन सा दे रहा था, brown green. Yes, greenish brown. So you have to remember this. Now tannins are classified as hydrosoluble tannins, hydrolyzable, condensed tannins and complex tannins. Let's see what are hydrolyzable tannins. Hydrolyzable tannins are simply hydrolyzed by enzymes or acids. The precursors are phenolic acid, that is gallic acid or ellagic acid. Now in this hydrolyzable tannins, you should first write the definition, classification के बाद कि the tannins are hydrolyzable by enzymes or acids. Then तुम लोग लिखोगे कि phenol precursors क्या क्या है. Phenolic acid में you have gallic acid and ellagic acid. Then it is a glucose residue. Between phenolic acids and glucose sugar there is a ester linkage. Okay, and you will give one or two of the nuclear structure. देन प्रॉपर्टीज अगेन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि अगर गैलिक एसिड को आयरन सॉल्ट से ट्रीट करेंगे तो इट इज गिविंग ब्लू फ्लोरेसेंस, इलैगिक एसिड को भी करेंगे तो इट इज गिविंग ब्लू फ्लोरेसेंस. If we are treating hydrolyzable tannins, okay, under dry distillation, it will give you pyrogalols as well as phenolic compounds. Then you have types in hydrolyzable tannins. As we said, there is a presence of gallic acid and ellagic acid. There are types, that is gallitannins and illagitannins. Okay, and this properties you have to remember ki if it is reacting with the uh, if it is reacting under the presence of iron salts, it is will give, both the acids will give the ब्लू फ्लोरेसेंस. और अगर उसका हाइड्रोलाइजेबल टैनिन्स जो है जिसको एंजाइम्स की मदद से हाइड्रोलाइज करें उसका ड्राई डिस्टिलेशन करेंगे तो पायरागॉल्स ऑफ phenolic compounds मिलेगा. Then we have condensed tannins. These are the derivatives of flavonoid, catechin, flavanol 3,4 डाल. प्रीकर्सर्स अभी डेरिवेटिव्स है तो फ्लेवेनॉइड होगा, कैटेचिन होगा एंड फ्लेवेनॉल 3,4 डाल. Okay, these are the structures you have to remember anyone. So basic example you can remember catechol, जिस जो हम लोग को पता है, so you can remember the structures. Properties क्या है? Now when these are heated with acids, they are self condensed, polymerized and converted to insoluble red colored complexes called as phlobapenes. Okay, so ये जब हम लोग इसको हीट करेंगे with acids, they are self condensated. ओके, खुद से कंडेंस हो जाता है, पॉलीमराइज हो जाता है, विच इज कन्वर्टेड टू इनसॉल्युबल रेड कलर कॉम्प्लेक्सेस कॉल्ड एज फ्लोबैपाइन्स. ओके, अब कैटेकॉल सोल्यूशन और कंडेंस टैनिन्स हम लोग ले रहे हैं, उसको आयरन सॉल्ट से रिएक्ट करेंगे तो हमारे को ग्रीन फ्लोरेसेंस मिलेगा. इन हाइड्रोलाइजेबल टैनिन्स वी गेट ब्लू फ्लोरेसेंस. इन दिस we are getting green fluorescence. And again अगर उसका distillation करेंगे तो we are getting catechol tannins. I hope you remember the structure of catechol. It is a benzene ring with two hydroxy groups, right? So you should remember the structure कि कैसे catechol tannins मिलेंगे. Okay, examples you have cinchona. As I said, cinchona official name is, इसका बॉटनिकल नेम है, इनका तुम लोग को बायोलॉजिकल सोर्स वगैरह है. देन यू हैव सिनामन एंड हेमामेलिस. Okay, you can remember cinchona or cinnamon. Then we have complex tannins. These are the mixture of both hydrolyzable and condensed tannins. Example tea, Curicus castanea. Again, you can remember the example of tea. Now, the second classification is uh, based on the test. Okay, so tannin is a substance which is detected qualitatively by tanning test. The gold beater skin test, very 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 important, the gold beater skin. Okay, very very important, you should remember the gold beater skin test. And it is quantitatively used by absorption on standard height powder. Depending on these tannins on the gold beater test, we have true tannins and pseudotannins. Now let's see what are true tannins and pseudotannins. True tannins are the polyhydroxyphenolic compounds which convert the animal hide to leather by precipitating proteins and give positive gold beater test and are called true. और ये क्या है, ये जो ट्रू टैनिन्स है वो एनिमल हाइड को लेदर में कन्वर्ट करते हैं. पॉलीहाइड्रोक्सीफिनोलिक कंपाउंड्स जो एनिमल हाइड को लेदर में कन्वर्ट करते हैं बाय प्रेसिपिटेटिंग द प्रोटीन, जो गोल्ड बीटर स्किन टेस्ट को पॉजिटिव देता है, इनको ट्रू टैनिन्स बोलते हैं. और जो सूडो टैनिन्स होते हैं ये प्लांट ओरिजिन के होते हैं जो एनिमल हाइड को लेदर में नहीं कन्वर्ट करते हैं और ऑब्वियसली दे विल नॉट गिव पॉजिटिव but they give the positive gold beater skin test, hence are called as pseudotannins. Molecular weight is less than 2 tannins and molecular weight of true tannins are ranging from 1000 to 5000.